Quality, innovation, respect, and integrity. Take steps to invest in your career. International Management Consultancy is the leading global marketplace for learning and instruction, helping professionals across the industry to develop skills and expertise to get recognition and growth in the corporate world. We are one of the leading training providers and gradually spreading our training facility amongst candidates based at different geographies, such as Canada, United States of America, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Lebanon, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Philippines, India, and many other countries across the globe. IMC is accredited by the highest industry standards. We put in the efforts and we work to prove our commitment to offering our clients only the best and of superior quality. With a uniquely immersive curriculum that combines live instruction from the leading experts, peer-to-peer collaboration, on-demand lessons, unlimited online trainings, and 24/7 learning support. IMC helps over thousands of professionals learn their skills needed to advance their careers and reach their full potential. In line with our commitment to excellence, IMC offers a number of training courses preparing professionals for certifications and exams given by the international associations in areas like management, finance and accounting, human resources, sales and marketing, quality administration, and as well as project management. By fully attending these courses and successfully completing the requirements of the certifying body, participants will receive a special certificate which recognizes their dedication and commitment and in many cases help them earn valuable continuing education credit. IMC Consultants has been working together with their clients from various industries in aligning their people and processes to compete through high speed, excellent quality, and low cost. We strongly believe that the key to our success is our total commitment in delivering value to our clients based on integrity, honesty, and openness. If you are uncertain about which roles or skills are best for you, hurry! Come visit our website or talk to our expert education consultants today. Take a step, invest in your future, empower your knowledge, and be one of our success stories. International Management Consultancy, excellence is what we deliver.
Good evening, everybody. I believe everyone can hear me loud and clear and also see my screen properly.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Okay, thank you so much.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yeah,
Yes,
good evening. Thank you so much. So what we will do, we will start our session now. My name is Devashish Mukherjee and I will be your trainer for today and for the rest of the session of the Lean Six Sigma Masterclass. So before we start our session for today, we will quickly have an introduction session between us where I will call your names one by one. You have to simply tell me your domain, that is whether you are from manufacturing or whether you are from other sectors of industry, IT or banking, and whether you have any previous Six Sigma knowledge or any idea that you may have, you can simply tell me that, okay? So that would help. So I would start with Ahmed, Ahmad. So I will start with Ahmad. Ahmad, if you could kindly introduce yourself quickly.
Hello, sir. My name is Ahmad.
Hi.
I have done my higher education and I am currently doing BS English in university. And I'm from Pakistan.
Okay.
And that's all about my presentation.
Okay. And you have any previous knowledge on Six Sigma?
Yes, sir. I have completed yellow belt.
Oh, you have completed yellow belt. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Thank you and welcome. Okay. Next is Amit.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Amit. Thank you, sir. Amit.
Hi, my name is Amit Matar. I work in BPO ITS sector. I have an overall experience of 16 years and I have attended the Green Belt awareness programs earlier uh, in relation to the Green Lean Six Sigma.
Okay. Attended where exactly?
That was an in-house program that was
Oh,
conducted by
in-house. In-house. Okay. 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 Good. 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 But you haven't got any certification, maybe, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Aniket. Aniket.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, this is Aniket. Actually, I'm in the field of the manufacturing, and I am looking forward for the Lean Six Sigma, and I'm also operating in the operations. So
Okay.
it will be a better knowledge for me.
Okay. Do you have any previous knowledge on Lean Six Sigma?
Not in detail, but I've heard of it, and
Oh, you heard
I've
of it.
learned.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you and
yeah,
welcome.
yeah.
Next is Anupam. Anupam. Yes, Anupam. Seems there is a problem with your audio, Anupam. Not able to hear you. So I will skip you for the time being and I will go to Athar Khan. Athar Khan. Athar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir. My
Hi.
name is Athar Khan, and
Hmm.
I'm from Jaipur. I am working as a team leader in a BPO sector,
Okay.
and I have 10 plus year experience in that field. I work
Okay.
actually for the revenue cycle management field,
Very good.
which is health revenue cycle management.
Uh-huh.
And I have little bit knowledge of Six Sigma, but I'm Lean certified
Okay,
through
no
my
problem.
previous
And
company.
from which country you are from?
I'm from India.
Oh, you're from India only. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Debashish Chaudhary. Debashish.
Hey, hi, Devashish.
Hi.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, I am having a total 16 years of experience in banking domain. So I am a grid weld certified, and last organizations I was a part of the project management team. So somehow I was practicing that Lean Six Sigma in some of our projects.
Okay.
So, but to step further in the Lean Six Sigma, so I intend to do this black belt
Okay.
certification course.
What tools and techniques you have used as part of project
So
management?
as of for my, I was into analysis. So we are using the value stream mapping, the Pareto analysis, and certain kind of survey tools now. And we are following the DMAC methodology in our all
Okay.
projects. So
Okay.
it's a kind of like a mix of certain couple of things on the we are
Okay.
doing the project management.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Ahmed Salah Alamodi. Ahmed.
Yes, my name is Ahmed. I am a mechanical engineer. I work in operations and maintenance sector in KSA.
Okay. Wonderful. And you have any previous knowledge on Six Sigma?
Yes, before, because I study a master's degree in industrial engineering, so I have some knowledge about quality and Six Sigma.
Some knowledge about. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Next is Jonathan. Jonathan.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm
Hi.
Jonathan. I'm currently working as a client finance supervisor in the healthcare industry and revenue cycle. I do have yellow belt and I'm a lean certified, and I do have quite some knowledge in green belt, but
Okay.
not
Okay.
really certified for that. Yep.
Okay. Okay. You have quite some knowledge. Okay. Good. Good. Good to understand that. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Anupam has written. Let me read it out. My name is Anupam Shende. I am working in IT organization in the finance. I have 9 years of experience in finance field. I do not have any knowledge on Six Sigma, but heard basic things about it. There seems to be some issue with my audio. Okay, no problem, Anupam. Thank you. Next, I will go to Naga Vignesh. Naga Vignesh.
Hey, hi, Debashish. So I
Hi.
am Nagar Vignesh. I am working as a quality team leader in the healthcare industry. I'm working out of Chennai location. So I have 8 years of experience, and I know the basic of Six Sigma. I heard about DMIC process and all, but
Okay,
I
okay.
am a beginner level in Six Sigma.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
Thank
Next is, I'm going a bit fast because there are quite a number of people. So I'm moving a bit fast. Next is Niraj. Niraj. Niraj, can you hear me? Not sure whether Niraj is able to hear me. Then I will go to Sheena. Sheena, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, my name is Sheena from the Philippines. I worked in the BPO healthcare industry and I completed a yellow belt. Thank you and looking forward to learning a lot of
Yeah.
things with this
Okay.
team. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next is Swarup Raj. Swarup Raj.
Hi everyone. Is my voice audible to you?
Yeah, very much, sir. Please
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. I hope this training session will be good. And good evening, everyone. My name is Swarup
Evening.
Raj. I have 14 years of experience in investment banking field. Right now, working in Barclays. So I have yellow belt certified trading, but I learned about
Okay.
this. So I thought to do this
Okay.
program to enhance my career.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Next is Deja. Teja.
Yeah,
Deja.
hi, Debashish, and good
Hi.
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have a 15 years experience in BPO industries. Right now, I'm working as a senior manager in operations in Patra, India. I have attended some in-house sessions of Lean Sigma, but I'm not certified.
Okay.
So
No problem.
I'm very
Okay.
excited to
Okay.
these classes.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is Yogesh. Yogesh.
Yes, am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, sir, very much, sir. Please continue.
Sir, I'm a chemical engineer with a 2 year of experience in a sales and application engineer. I am working for the manufacturing industry.
Okay.
I don't hear about the Six Sigma. I don't have any idea about the Six Sigma, but
No. Little bit.
I have little bit idea about the courses.
Okay, okay. Some idea about the process. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. I think Niraj, Niraj.
Hi, Devashish. I'm sorry, I had some problem with my internet connection. So
Yes.
I got 13 years of experience with ITES. I am actually working with Amit. We both are in the same company. So yeah, I don't have any prior certification for Six Sigma. Yeah, but I have been a part of some projects.
Okay. What type of projects?
It was a green belt project around the AHT, and I was majorly involved around the data, as in order to provide data.
Data collection part.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. I think I have covered everybody. I think I have covered everybody. So no one is left out. So all are introduced. Okay. So we know each other more or less well. So let me quickly take another 2 minutes of your precious time to introduce myself quickly. My name is Debashish Mukherjee, and I am a global trainer, consultant, and mentor associated with quite a few global organizations, and IMC is one of them. I work out of India, Mumbai, and to make it short, professionally, I am a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt expert, a ISO lead auditor, and also CMMI. At least those people from IT, they will be able to understand CMMI, capability maturity model. I am the high maturity assessment team lead. So professionally, these are my qualifications. From the training perspective, I think I have covered not less than 600 plus trainings by this time across the globe. That includes India, US. I had been to US several years. India, US, Belgium, South Africa, Paris, all these countries I have traveled and I have been involved in many trainings, not only on Six Sigma, but total quality management itself, And so that is what my thing about. And towards Lean Six Sigma, I think regarding Six Sigma projects, some of you during your introduction have talked about Six Sigma projects. I think I have done or mentored around 500 plus projects by this time, I guess, across the globe in different industries, different countries. Basically, I am from IT background. I'm basically an IT guy. But because of my experience in different areas towards training, consultation, and mentorship, I had been traveling and I traveled across various other industries, and I will always keep on sharing my experiences with you. So that will make your understanding, I guess, better, as it happens in all my other sessions. With IMC, I think I'm associated for more than 3 years now, along with many other organizations, and I always generally take the master class sessions. Okay. So I think we to an extent know each other. As I understand that most of you, other than one or two, I will say, are more or less aware of Six Sigma as a concept. Lean Six Sigma as a concept may not be in much details, but that would be okay. So when I will start discussing on different aspects, like today being the first session, we will today totally discuss on the conception part. Okay, this is how I plan my training. On the very first day, we discuss about the conceptions, which gives you the foothold to understand Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma in a big way. First, we will understand Six Sigma in a good way, and then we will move to Lean. And then I will try to make the relation very clear with all of you. Okay. So one small request, when I keep on presenting, don't unmute yourself unless and until you have any doubts or questions to ask. If you have any doubts or questions, definitely you can unmute yourself, ask me the questions, and then mute yourself back. And also, when I keep on presenting, my request is don't keep on chatting with me on the chat window, because my concentration goes on the presentation. So these are the two small requests that I have for you, which I always do in all my sessions. That will make my continuity of the session good, and it will be good for you people also. Okay, so let us start. So I welcome all of you. All are from different countries. Some are from Middle East, some are from India, some from Pakistan, some from Philippines. So welcome all of you to this Lean Six Sigma Masterclass session. Let us start. Before we start with the concept of Lean and Six Sigma, these three areas we should first understand. We should first understand these three areas very well. Number one, who is my customer? The first thing in a Six Sigma area that we will always try to understand is, who is my customer? That is the first and foremost idea that you should have. Now, if I may ask Niraj, how do you define customer? Niraj?
Sorry, Devashish. Yeah. So your question was how to define a customer. Anybody who's coming to us to buy any product or any service.
Yes. So right. So we can say customers are those entities. You can go on mute. You can go on mute now. Customers are those entities to whom we provide our products and services, in simple terms, because Some people always say Lean Six Sigma. That is something like rocket science. It is so complicated a thing. I am a person having 30 plus years in this area. I always say it is the most logical and simple way of doing a process, which I will discuss too. Okay. So never think of, if at all you have any idea that Lean Six Sigma seems to be very complicated thing, just unlearn it. Okay. Because starting from today, some of you already have some idea about, right? So we might have to unlearn certain things and might have to relearn certain things. Okay. So that is how we learn actually. Okay. So as Niraj has rightly said, customers are those entities to whom we provide our products and services. If it is a manufacturing organization, we ideally provide products. If it is a service related organization, we provide our services. Now, if I may ask, whom should I ask? Okay, let me ask Amit. Amit, how do you define quality?
Well, quality, I'd say, is the measure of how a set of tasks is conducted. So the process of measuring, of conducting a set of tasks would fall under quality.
Okay. Who gives you these measures?
I'm sorry?
Who gives you these measures? Where do you get these measures from? You said some measures, right?
Right. So
who gives you the measures?
These measures are probably maybe specific to an organization or industry standards based on which we are supposed to perform certain tasks or deliver certain services.
How do you define that my products are quality items? How do you define that? How do you say that my products are quality? On what basis you say that?
I would have to guess there is a certain standard for every product that needs to meet certain.
Absolutely. Who gives you that standard? Who sets that standard?
I think
Forget about India. Forget about
that's,
India.
Okay.
Forget about India. Globally, everywhere it is the same process. If I tell you who gives you the standard of quality, how will you answer in one word?
Customers?
Yes, yes, yes. Niraj, you want to say something?
Yeah, that is something that I wanted to say. It all depends on the customer's response or the needs.
Absolutely. So quality has always to be defined with respect to the customer, because we have to understand, if I say my products are of world-class quality, okay, but the customer does not recognize that. The customer says your quality are hopeless. So that my claim of my quality is world-class does not make sense. So I don't set a standard. The standards are actually as per the customer, because finally we are doing our business for our customers. So that is the first point which I discussed. Customer is the first terminology which you people have to understand the concept of Six Sigma. Who is my customer? Second is, what is quality as per customer? What is quality as per customer? The quality criteria means, we will have some slides now. Quality ideally means the characteristics or the criteria that meets or exceeds the customer's expectations. If the customer says, I want from Aniket a laptop with this 10 criteria, and if Aniket provides me with all those 10 criteria, I will say, Aniket has provided me with a quality laptop, else not. So me claiming my product or service is world-class quality does not make sense. It should be recognized and acknowledged by the customer. Then only we can claim that our product or service is world-class or whatever good degree of expertise we have. So quality should be always considered with respect to the quality, with respect to the customer. So the two things that we understood: who is my customer? Second is, what is quality as per customer? And what is defect? Defect is anything or everything that does not meet the customer's expectation. If the customer says, I am doing a business with Devashish Chowdhury, I am his customer, I say, all your products should have 100% quality. Legitimate expectations, I can expect that, look, you are providing me product A, B, and C. Product A and C can still have some percentage of defects. I'm okay with that. But product B, based on which my production is depending on, it should be 100% quality. Legitimate expectation for product B. So product B, I have set, say, 99% quality. I told Devashish, I want 99% quality, at least 99% quality for product B. So if Devashish meets that 99% quality, I will say Devashish has sent me a quality item. This is quality as per me is met. Now, if I expect 99% and Devashish say produces and sends me 96% quality, that means what? There are 4% defects. So defects are just opposite to quality. This is what we have to understand. So any Six Sigma initiative, when we start with, always remember that the total concept of Six Sigma as an initiative, Six Sigma as a process, Six Sigma as a methodology is completely dependent on these three terminologies. Who is my customer? What is quality as per my customer? What is defect as per my customer? If these three concepts are clear, moving ahead, understanding the concept of Six Sigma will not make much of a problem. Customers, when we talk about customer, yes, Aniket?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. So basically, quality stands what you can say when the customer give us the feedback, and that sets the standards, right?
Absolutely. So that standard is the quality standard.
Okay. If there are many feedbacks coming to one point, then how we can?
I will come to that. I will come to that. Hold on. I will come to that. Hold on. Okay. So when we talk about customers from the Six Sigma standpoint, there are ideally two kinds of customers. One is an external customer who are external to our business, who are external to our organization. They are the external customers or the end customers. Another kind of customer is the internal customer. That is your top management, your colleagues, your employees, your middle management, your top management, your boss, all could be your internal customers. So customers are always identified as two. Now, answering to what Aniket was asking, quality always means different to different people. If Aniket is running a manufacturing organization and he has 5 customers, critical customers, key customers, he cannot expect that the expectation of all the customers will always be the same. Some will say, I need all items to conform to specifications. Some will say, I need everything to be defect-free. Another customer will say, I look, 1 or 2% defect is okay, but I want everything to be delivered on time. No schedule variance. Another will say, yes, schedule variance is okay. 1 or 2 days of schedule variance is okay. Defect is also okay. Everything should be within proper budget. No cost increase. So these are different expectations from different customers, because when we deal with different customers in our organization, whatever organization we are working for, you cannot have just 1 or 2 customers. You can have many savvy customers. So each of their expectation could be different. Each of their expectation could be different. So we have to understand that as part of a Six Sigma initiative, it is our responsibility to help the customer satisfy the quality criteria. That is, every customer should have. So in that way, if one customer has 2 quality criteria, you have to deal with that separately. This is one quality aspect. I have to handle it. How? This is the second quality criteria. How have to handle it separately? How? So this is how we will proceed further on the Six Sigma. So as I said, quality is always different for different kind of people. I talked about this. Some will say, I need everything zero defect, not a single percentage of defect I will allow in my product or service. Another will say, everything should be within budget. 1 or 2% defect is okay. Another person might say, budget and zero defect is okay. 1 or 2% here and there, it's okay with me, but everything should be on schedule. So we, as a professional, as a Six Sigma professional, it is our understanding to understand what is the quality criteria as per different customer. That's what I said. Quality should be understood with respect to customer. I cannot define my quality. My quality will be driven by the expectations of the customer. So different clients have different priorities and perceptions about quality. This is what we have to understand. When we talk about quality as a concept, there are, on a high level, two kinds of quality. One is a product quality, which talks about the input quality and mostly the output quality. Another one is the process quality. Now, if Aniket is producing something and sending to Ahmad in Pakistan, as Ahmad is one of the customer for Aniket, and Aniket is producing some items and sending to Ahmad. Okay. Now, Ahmad on a particular day called Aniket and said, look, I'm not happy with your deliverables. Whatever you are sending me, I'm not happy. Automatically, Aniket will ask, yes, sir, what is the problem? Why you are not happy? Now, Ahmad says, look, all your products are on an average having 70% quality. That means what? 30% on an average are defects, which is making him very unhappy. I am not happy with this. Automatically, then Aniket will ask, okay, sir, what are your expectations? How much quality you are expecting? Ideally, Ahmad will say, I want 100% quality. Ideally, he will say, because that is what we as a customer always want. So he will say, by default, I will want 100%. But just as an example, say Ahmad is a very kind-hearted man, and he said, okay, even if you give me 90% quality, I should be okay. 90% quality should be okay. So what Aniket now has to do? Aniket now has to improve the process that is creating the product. So his quality from 70% increases to 90%, and then he sends it to Aniket, Ahmad. And now if Aniket says, yes, sir, I will definitely send you 90% quality. That means what? He will definitely want to improve the quality of the products. From 70% quality, he is going to improve to 90%. But how can the quality of a product being improved if the process that is creating the product is not improved? That is the first thing you have to understand in Six Sigma. Okay, but Six Sigma always talks about process quality improvement, not product quality. If the process that is creating the product is improved, the product will definitely get improved. So in a Six Sigma initiative, Six Sigma methodology, Six Sigma process, our concentration is always on the quality of the process. It is the focus that we have to build in within our organization. Some of you have already worked on some projects, as I understand. Definitely you have concentrated on the process. If the process is improved, my product is surely getting improved properly. If the process is improved properly, then only the product is getting improved. I told you quality has different meaning for different people, which I don't want to discuss further. Now, I talked about customer quality and effects. Then I discussed about quality. And what I talked about quality, I said, is an improvement of the process quality. In a Six Sigma initiative, we should concentrate on the improvement to the process quality. So automatically now question comes, what is process? If I may ask Devashish Chaudhary, if you could tell me, What is a process? How do you define a process?
As a process, I can say it's a certain events or activities which has been arranged in a chronological way. If you
Absolutely.
should put some input, so it should give the desired output.
Desired output. Wonderful. Wonderful. Very clear definition of a process. Now, as I said, that I will always keep on sharing with you people my experiences from different areas. Okay. So process, as Devashish has rightly said, process is basically some sequence of steps in a chronological or planned order that we perform to achieve something. And what is that achieve something? And achieve something is the output. So we definitely have an input. We put it under process where we put some steps, we execute some steps, and we create an output. Doesn't it seems very same which you have in your organization? Because I told you Six Sigma, we have to understand in a very simple way. And I will make it very clear with you with simplest of examples from our day-to-day life. From our day-to-day life, I will explain you total quality management and Six Sigma as an initiative. It will make your understanding very good. Now, as I said, process, as Devashish has rightly explained, what is a process? Why I'm discussing process? Because Six Sigma talks about process improvement. If the process is improved, my product is expected to definitely get improved. And because my customer, when Ahmad is asking for a horrible quality of a product that Aniket is sending, what process improvement Aniket is doing in his organization, Ahmad is no way concerned. Is any of our external customers are concerned what process improvement you are doing, what improvement you are doing? I am expecting my output to be proper and as per my expectation. How you do it, whatever process you improve, that is not my headache. So customers are expecting only the product to get improved. It is our concentration that in order to get the product improved, our focus should be on the process improvement. So we discussed about process, as Devashish rightly pointed out, in any process, in any organization. Now, it happened in one of my earlier session, there was one gentleman who was, I don't want to say detail about him. He just said, sir, but in my organization, when I say every organization should have a process, every organization has a process, whether from whatever domain you are from. Now that person said, sir, in my organization, I don't have a process. I said, fantastic. So what you do, sir, every day? He said, sir, what you do every day, you just tell me that. Forget about, you don't have process. Okay. So what you do every day? He said, sir, we come to office, then we get these things from the supplier. We then put it under some activities, then we get an output, and finally we send it to the customer. And sir, so you are getting some input, you put it into some activities and getting something as an output, and you are finally sending to the customer. So that it itself is your process. So how can you say that you don't have a process? Every organization has a process. And Six Sigma, please write down two things. Please write down. In my session, I will give you enough handy notes, okay? That will be in addition to the material that we are using. Okay, so these notes will be very, very helpful for you people to understand Six Sigma and Lean gradually better hand, okay? Okay. Okay. So what I will say, please check it that way, that as I said, process. Okay. Now in any process, in any organization, there will be ideally 3 ingredients. Number 1, the process written down as a work instruction, which is called a procedure document, You can call it by different names. You can call it by different names as applicable in your organization. So before going further, please write down 2 things. Number 1, Six Sigma is a very situational initiative. Six Sigma is a very situational initiative. I will explain everything. And number two, Six Sigma is a well-planned, well-documented, systematic, and structured way of doing a process improvement. I will repeat. The first one, Six Sigma is a situational initiative. And number two, Six Sigma is a well-planned, well-documented, systematic, and structured way of doing a process improvement. Now, what do I mean when I say situational initiative? As I understood from some of the introduction, there are two people in this session who belongs to the same organization. Even if they belong to the same organization and probably from the same department, they cannot say we will do the same kind of Six Sigma projects. They cannot say, because for each of them, their situation is unique. In our total learning of Six Sigma, we will learn, say around 20 or 25 kind of tools and techniques. Okay. Does it mean when you actually do your Six Sigma project, you'll be able to apply all the knowledge of 2025? No. You might end up that could use only 2. I could use only 5. Some could use also 20. So it totally depends on your situation. Based on your situation, you have to understand what tools and techniques I will be using to make the Six Sigma initiative successful. It totally depends on the situation of your organization and the situation of the incident based on which you are doing your Six Sigma project. So nothing can be common. The overall process could be common because Six Sigma talks about a process which we will keep on learning. So the first thing, the second one I will discuss afterwards. So the first thing in a process is that we lay down a written work instruction document or a procedure document. In many organizations, I have seen when I keep on visiting organizations, that we have different organization having different process. A banking organization could have their process defined as do's and don'ts. A manufacturing organization could have standard operating procedure. An IT organization could be having QMS or BPMS, business process management system. So the names could be different, but the process of preparing the documentation are the same. The second thing that we use are the tools and techniques. The tools and techniques that we have. What are the tools and techniques? That means in addition to the procedure that is being laid down, we definitely use some tools and techniques. Now, some people say, I have heard many times, Six Sigma, oh, it deals with only statistics. No, Six Sigma does not deal with only statistics. Yes, Six Sigma definitely uses statistics to a good extent, which we will also learn. But Six Sigma at the same time uses many statistical tools and techniques, many quality tools and techniques, and at the same time, many managerial tools and techniques. In a master class, which is a combined section that we are having for green belt and black belt total, we will learn all these tools and techniques to make our master class learning more robust. So tools and techniques are very important in addition to the procedure that we have laid down. As applicable, we will use tools and techniques. And who will use the procedure? Who will use the tools? Of course, the employees of your organization, the people of your organization. So these three ingredients always take you through the process functioning of the process. When I talk about process, many of you would have already heard of PDCA, which is devised by Sir Edward Deming, one of our quality guru. He showed us that when I say, which you have written already, Six Sigma is a well-planned, and something else I have written, right? Well planned. So remember, in a Six Sigma initiative, always planning should be done very well. If the planning is not done, which I have seen quite a number of times, the planning itself is not done well, the Six Sigma project actually died. The Six Sigma project actually ended abruptly. It was a failure. So we have to ensure that our Six Sigma initiative, Six Sigma project, Six Sigma process that we do should be well planned. Now, all these things that I am saying, you see, these are not based on the material that I am using. Material definitely we will follow, but what I am giving you as part of the training is part of my mentorship trainings also, which will help you to understand the concepts better. Because my way of training is not that I just read out the materials and finish it off. No, I have to give you the inherent part of it, which are additional to the material which I am talking from my own experiences. It will help you to understand the concepts better. So as I said, planning in any Six Sigma initiative that you do, your planning should be very good. You should start with a proper planning, what to do, how to do, and then do it. Do as per the plan. After you do as per the plan, you check whatever I planned and whatever I did, are these commensurate to each other? Are these in the proper synchronization? Or if yes, fantastic, act. If not, act upon something. If you see, no, I have planned this, but my execution is a bit different. So act on this, whatever needs to be changed, change it, again go to check the planning. Whether now, so this PDCA always goes in any organization in a vicious cycle. It goes on and on. You plan, you do, you check, and then you act, again go to planning. Every time you go on understanding this. I am not going to discuss quality assurance because everybody understands, it seems, quality assurance. Even if you don't understand Six Sigma, one or two of you, which I heard that you people are not aware of Six Sigma as an initiative, fine enough, no problem. But one thing you remember, Six Sigma, many of you or all of you might have heard of ISO. Some of you might have heard of CMMI in IT organizations. All these are part of total quality management, of quality improvement, process quality improvement. So remember, please read the footnote. Quality is not an add-on. It has to be built in. Quality is everyone's responsibility. This is very, very important in any process-oriented organization. Remember, an organization becomes world-class because of its process. If the process is world-class, the product and services will definitely be world-class. Okay. Of course, people are always there to work on the process, because without people, how can the process work? So they are definitely very efficient. But process is the main thing which makes an organization world-class. So quality is not an add-on. Quality should be built in within the process. I have visited several organizations, which I will keep on sharing with you, in various countries. I have seen how quality, world-class organizations, how quality is built in within the process. Quality is not a separate work. At first you do this, then we work on quality. No, quality should be built in within the process. Quality should be within the process. It is not a separate process that you should do separately. So it has to be built in within the total process itself. And it is everybody's responsibility. Your managing director cannot say, quality is not my lookout. It is only the employees' lookout. No, everybody's lookout is quality. Because if there is something non-quality going to the customer shouts at you, first of all, he will shout at the CMD. Then what bogus products or services you are giving me? So it is everybody's responsibility. But how to make that happen? Maybe the worker has to confirm to that. That the CMD is not coming down and doing the manufacturing, right? But he has to ensure that whether everybody is maintaining the quality or not. So it is everybody's responsibility. When I talk about the concept of full quality, when we talk about the concept of full quality, we always talk about product quality in some organization, process quality in some organization. In some organization, we call it service quality. In some organization, we also call it value addition, which I will talk about later on. Some discussions I'm keeping in the parking lot, which I will bring it out in due course. Value addition, personal interactions, all this collectively, as per situation, brings out the customized quality in any organization, customized quality for any organization. Now, this is a very, very important slide. In any organization, there are ideally 8 quality management principles. What are these? It should be customer focus. I've already talked about that. It should be customers focus. Quality should be identified with respect to your customers. Involvement of people, involvement of employees in the organization who will actually work towards the quality. Win-win relation with suppliers, because we have to have proper and adequate and timely response from the supplier to get our inputs. That is also required. Systematic approach to management, systematic approach to process management. That is what talks about quality as an initiative. Process approach, we discussed about this process, which we will keep on discussing till now. Process approach. Leadership, having a proper leadership in the organization helps to have a culture properly flown in the organization, because Six Sigma, I strongly believe, after 30 plus years of experience in industries, whatever small experience I could gather, I will say leadership, Six Sigma is a culture. It's a mindset change in the organization. It's not just an initiative. That I do a Six Sigma initiative, I have done complete. No. For Six Sigma, we have to spread a culture in the organization. Total quality management culture. A culture towards process improvement, process maintenance, leadership. Next is continual improvement. Continual improvement. If I may ask, whom should I ask? Okay, Ajit. Ajit, what do you mean by continual improvement? Any idea? Ajit?
Yes.
Yeah. What is this continual improvement? Any idea?
Yeah, it's a small improvement need to be done in every time. Means it's a we can say it's a Kaizen one terms. It's a Japanese terms, means continual improvement.
Forget about Kaizen. Forget about Kaizen. Hold on. Okay. Forget about Kaizen now. We are not going to discuss Kaizen at this moment. Forget about Japanese term, Kaizen. I think many of us know this. I am simply asking you a simple question. What do you mean by the concept of continual improvement? Small changes. That is continual improvement. Okay. Anybody else who wants to raise their hand and talk about? Yeah, Vishnu.
Sir, it's like you are already on a stage in the process, and you're improving on it, and you sustain on it, and then improve further.
Wonderful.
And you keep on doing.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful. I got the keyword. I think Ahmad, you were also trying to say the same thing, if I understand. Okay. Yeah, Vishnu. Yes. Continual improvement is actually, it means an improvement has been done and you sustain that improvement. What Ajit was trying to say, he was talking about continuous improvement, which is an iteration way of doing an improvement. That's a different scenario. That's a different ballgame. Continual improvement means you do an improvement and you sustain that improvement. I do an improvement today and I want to ensure that the improvement is well sustained. If my son, say, I'm giving an example. If my son is that we do in our day-to-day life, that's what I'm explaining. Suppose I have my son who is very weak in maths. He gets, say, every time he gets just 40% marks in the maths. So I feel that if I don't improve, if it doesn't improve, he will not be able to stay in the competition. So I told him, boss, from the next exam, I want you to score at least 90%. For that, whatever needs to be done, I will do for you. I put him in the best virtual training. I put him in the best classroom training. I put him in the best home tuition. I am taking all the improvement measures that we can do. And finally, next, he has gone through everything. But finally, when he sits for the next exam, I see that he gets 90% marks. We are very happy. Yes, from 40, he has improved to 90. But will we be happy just seeing the 90% only once? If from the next exam, again he comes down to 40%, will we be happy? That means that improvement is not well sustained. He could not sustain that improvement. So it's not a continual improvement. So Six Sigma talks about continual improvement. That means an improvement done and an improvement is well sustained. An improvement is made permanent. We will always want that, right? That from now on, he will always continue to get that 90% or above. That is what will be our expectation. So in our personal day-to-day life also, we always expect the same thing, that whatever improvement we have done, we will continue to have the same thing. That is the continual improvement. And factual approach to decision making. Another example I will give. Say, if I ask Amit, how is your organization doing? He will say, sir, it is doing fantastic. How does he know? He knows probably from the revenue figure, from the profit figure, from the low cost figure, from the cost of quality figure. All these figures may be in his mind, and from there he is saying, sir, it is doing good. But if I ask, say, Jonathan, how is your organization doing? I'm just giving examples, okay? I always do that. I take anybody's name and try to give example. So if I ask Jonathan, how is your organization doing, my friend? He will say, sir, I feel it is doing good. That feel could be very wrong. On what basis you are feeling? You don't have any basis of your feeling, right? So Six Sigma does not depend on subjectivity, does not depend on guess estimate. Six Sigma as an initiative talks about factual approach based on facts. If I ask Aniket, how you are doing? He said, sir, I am keeping very bad. I am doing very bad, sir. I am having high fever. It happens. I am having high fever. How does he know that he has high fever? Maybe he has definitely measured the temperature with the thermometer, which shows maybe 104-degree temperature. That's why Aniket says, sir, so with a data, with a fact only, he's coming to a decision that he's not getting well. So in any Six Sigma initiative, all this we will learn in details again and again, okay? These are only the conceptual part. Take it from me, because my examples hardly you will get anywhere else. Hardly you will get anywhere else, not even in internet. So learning Six Sigma is like rising up a 5-storied building. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, and fifth floor. Okay. Fifth floor till fifth floor, we will rise and we will go. Currently, we are in the ground floor, where we are understanding the conception, the groundwork we are doing now. After that, tomorrow, I presume we will step into the first floor. How? Not with elevator. That is a faster route. We will go with steps. Each and every step we will cross and we will go to first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, and fifth floor. And these steps are the stepwise learning that we will have in any Six Sigma initiative. This is how we have to learn. Okay, this is how we have to learn Six Sigma as an initiative. Very strong slide, this one, and it is, I strongly believe in this. Process and quality are part of everyday life. It is nothing but common sense. Okay, I have already give you a few examples, right, from our day-to-day life, which we can relate to total quality management of Six Sigma. We will more to come even today. I will explain how we can understand from our day-to-day life. Okay. How do projects fail? Now, we have discussed about customers, quality, and defect. When we talked about quality, we also understood about process. Now we understand about projects. So if I may ask, Niraj, yeah, asking you again, please tell me, how do you define project?
So project is, let's say if you want to do a certain activity to process the, as in from the start to the end, it would have a definition. That process would call a project, would be called a project.
That process will be called a project. Okay.
As in the entire.
Okay. Now I will take it to an extent. Maybe you try to explain. Maybe I will reframe it. What you said is I will go partially with that. Somebody discussed about process. I think Devashish discussed about process. Now, if this process is done to achieve something in a temporary endeavor, we call it a project. A project is a temporary endeavor to achieve something. In any organization, we can have projects. Forget about Six Sigma. Any projects we can have. We will have a 2 months project. We will have 1 year project. We will have a 5-year project. In those projects, we will have an input. We will put some process, which you said already. We will have an output. So it's a temporary endeavor. Generally, when we talk about Six Sigma as a process, we actually talk about Six Sigma as a initiative, Six Sigma as a project. So till now, I haven't talked about Six Sigma as a project. I talked about Six Sigma as a process, Six Sigma as an initiative, Six Sigma as a methodology. From now on, I will talk about Six Sigma as a project. When we talk about Six Sigma as a process, we talk about Six Sigma as a project. So how can a project fail? Any projects, how can it fail? There are many criteria. Lack of proper estimation. When can I complete the project in IT organization? I have seen this is one of the very generic loopholes in IT organizations. I will say lack of proper estimation, not understanding the requirement management of the customer. Project planning and monitoring is inefficient. Not having a good project planning and monitoring, because of which also a project can fail. Non-availability or less availability of proper resources, because of which also it can fail. Not understanding client or customers' expectations. Requirement management and client expectations are more or less the same. Lack of adequate process and standards. We don't have that process to produce something properly. Configuration management, not going to discuss it now. We will talk about that later. Reviews and testing, not having proper reviews and testing. In a manufacturing organization, we don't have proper quality control quality. In an IT organization, we don't have a proper review and testing process. What is the result? More defects are going to the customer. The customer becomes very unhappy, and staff attrition. Any staff attrition can happen in many organizations, especially in IT organizations. I have seen they have lack of niche skills. We have a project, but we don't have adequate resources, because of which a project can fail. So these are some of the reasons. Now, which of us can apply in your organization? That we have to think of. Some could be applicable in one organization. All these could be applicable in another organization. For another organization, maybe only one of them can apply. So it totally depends on the organization. Now, we have discussed about customer, we have discussed about quality, we have discussed about defects, we have discussed about process, we have discussed about project. Now, I told you project is a Six Sigma project. That means a Six Sigma project is a temporary endeavor to improve the process of something in an organization, So in a Six Sigma initiative, few things which I am going to highlight over here, not all. First of all, it is customer focused. Always whatever we do it for our customer. All decisions are data driven, not on gut feel. I told you, no gut feel. I think this is this. Your gut feel could be 100% wrong. I am not going to discuss this now. We will discuss this later. Method to achieve breakthrough improvements in process. A philosophy which mandates operational excellence. If we continuously improve our process, it leads to an excellence in the operation, day-to-day operation. So it talks about a philosophy towards good and excellent operational excellence, and a set of tools to design to reduce variations in process and operations that we will discuss in due course. There are a few things which I didn't discuss now. I told you I am keeping those in the parking lot. You don't worry. I will bring those from the parking lot because some of this discussion has to go as per proper step. If I discuss this now, some of you might not be able to understand. My idea is not to confuse you. My idea is to make you learn the subject better, right? Key goals of a Six Sigma. Understand the mindset of Six Sigma. Generally, I don't read out materials unless and until something is important. Okay, who is chatting? Okay, Niraj, you don't have to put your comments on the chat window because whenever I told you, whenever I present, please don't keep on chatting with me unless and until you have an audio issue. Then you have to do chatting, of course. But that is in extreme cases. So I prefer to have, because it diverts my attention. Understand the mindset of Six Sigma, understand the concepts and philosophy of Six Sigma, understand the basic concepts, methodology of Six Sigma, how to handle a Six Sigma project, that also we will learn, sustain the improvement for times to come with continual monitoring. That is what we talked about, continual improvement, which Vishnu said very correctly. He uses the he used the keyword, sustaining an improvement. Doing an improvement is rather easy. I have seen from my own experience, doing an improvement to a process is comparatively easy, but sustaining that improvement is comparatively tough. We will discuss this. And savings to the organization. What is savings to the organization? To explain this, I will use my whiteboard. Please write it down, my friends. There are a few things I will always write on the whiteboard, which are additional for you to know. Okay. Benefits passed on to the organization by doing a Six Sigma project. Number one, I can underline this. Number one, an improved process. We are passing on an improved process, right? We are going for a process improvement, right? So after doing a Six Sigma project, my organization will receive an improved process. Another thing, which to an extent we have understood, not in detail. There are many things to still learn. Number two, a financial, Number two is a financial benefit. Financial benefit. What is that? First, write it down, then I will explain. When we are improving a process in an organization, to an extent, we are helping the organization to have its process improved. So we are passing on an improved process to the organization. How that we will learn, but to an extent, you will have understood that this is one of the what I would say direction that we take in a Six Sigma initiative. Another one is financial benefit. Now, I will give you an example. What is this financial benefit? By doing a Six Sigma project, we ideally pass on a financial benefit to the organization. How? Suppose it is Ajit who is running a startup organization on his own and he is producing some products. And Atar Khan is his customer. So Ajit has already produced quite a few items and sent it to Atar Khan. It has gone. So Atar Khan, after sending, say he has sent product A, product B, product C, or some amount of products he has sent. Now Atar Khan calls up Ajit and say, Ajit, I'm not actually happy with the quality of the products that you have sent me. Your products quality are showing around 80% quality I have. I'm not happy. That means what? 20% that defects, which is making Atar very unhappy. So what will Atar says? What will Ajit say? I'm very sorry about this, sir. We will definitely try to improve from the next time. Normal scenario, right? So what Atar will do? Will he enjoy with this 20% defects? No, he's going to send it back to Ajit. Ajit, please repair this, rectify this, do the damage control correction, whatever needs to be done, and send it to me, all the defective items properly correct. Normal scenario in any organization will happen. So the defective items will be sent back to Ajit. So what Ajit will now do? He will work towards rework, rectification, correction, damage control. He will start working on those items, make it defect free, and then send back to Atar Khan. And Atar now receives in perfect condition and is very happy. So what Ajit did, Ajit had spent quite a number of hours, say every year he spends 2,000 hours of efforts towards rectification, repair, rework in all those areas. That means what? He sends defective items to the customer sends them back. Just as an example. And he works on the rework rectification. So on an average, say per year, he spends around 2,000 hours of efforts towards rework rectification on these activities. So now Atar has said, sir, I want all these products to come to me with 100% quality. I cannot entertain any defect at all. Very good. So now Ajit has improved his process. Now Ajit has improved his process and he has improved so well that now he is really sending 100% quality items to Atar. Atar is almost on the verge of dancing. He is very happy getting 100% quality. So Ajit is sending 100% quality to Atar. That means what? There are no defects, zero defects. Zero defects means what? Those 2,000 hours of rework efforts he is saving now. And if we now multiply that 2,000 hours of rework with the rate card of the employees per hour, which we can very well get from the finance team, say, which is 1,000 hours per hour. Say, just giving an example, or maybe 100 rupees 100 in Indian currency per hour, the employees who used to work on the rework, which comes to 2 lakhs of rupees. So 2 lakhs of rupees by producing 100% quality, he is now saving for the organization. By producing 100% quality, this is the financial benefit that we indirectly pass on by doing a Six Sigma project. So always there are two benefits that we pass on to the organization when we're doing a Six Sigma project. First of all, definitely an improved process, which we have really improved now. That is definitely going to the organization. Another one, we are passing on with an financial benefit to the organization. So this is the savings to the organization, which is also very important for us to learn. We will discuss about these things again. Okay. Now, Six Sigma benefits. I don't want to discuss about all these things again. Just check on the last point. Six Sigma benefits. To do a Six Sigma project, the immediate solution to the problem is not known. That means if I come to Niraj's organization and Niraj says, sir, there is a big problem in my process and it happens to me. Believe me, it happens to possibly all Six Sigma professionals or quality professionals when we visit different organizations. Like when I visit one organization, person say, sir, there is a big problem in my organization, big problem in a process. And I also know what is the solution. And I also know what is the solution. So if somebody knows what is the solution, as Ajit was trying to talk about some Kaizen and other Japanese term he was trying to use, which are quick fix continual improvement. That means what? If Niraj says, sir, I know there is a big problem in my process and I also know the solution. I know how to solve it. I will simply tell him, just do it then. If you already know the solution, possibly he can do the solution in 5 hours, which is not possible in a Six Sigma initiative. An ideal Six Sigma initiative or a Six Sigma project could be ideally done in 2 to 4 months or 4 to 6 months. We will discuss about that. Ideally, minimum 2 months it will ideally take. Ideally, plus minus plus 10, 15 days. It will take ideally 2 months. If you already know the solution, you should not do a Six Sigma. A Six Sigma project is applicable when there is a problem in the process. Now, if Niraj tells me, sir, there is a problem in my process, but I need to find out, I don't know, sir, what is the reason of this problem? That is the best situation of doing a Six Sigma project, because in a Six Sigma project, you have to basically analyze and find out why there is a problem in the process. Why there is a problem. If you then understand why there is a problem, your solution will be better. Your solution will be forthcoming for that particular problem. So Six Sigma is ideally applicable to do a project, when the immediate solution to the problem is not known or not apparent. Many of you, quite a few of you, during your introduction, we will have our break in another 13 minutes, okay? Generally, I have it during the first 1.5 hours time, I take the first break. So, types of training, as I understand, the types of training that we have, generally in a Six Sigma initiative, the types of training that we have, first one ideally comes as an yellow belt or an awareness training. Well, in an awareness training, we ideally try to understand the Six Sigma terminologies, the terms and terminologies, how a Six Sigma initiative is carried on. We become aware of the initiative, but not necessary to use how to use each and every tools and techniques. Okay, that we learn more when we do a green belt training. A green belt training, I will say, is a more complete training where you will learn quite a lot of tools and techniques, some statistical tools and techniques, some quality tools and techniques, 1 or 2 management tools and techniques also. That is what you are going to learn in a green belt training. In a green belt training, the duration of any green belt training varies from organization to organization. Okay, like this is a combined training that we are learning. Some certain part, which I will mention afterwards, some part are exclusively for the green belt, some are exclusively for the black belt. So that's why this is a master class where we are combining both the trainings in one shot. So you can now choose after your training is done, whether I am comfortable to go for a green belt certification or only black belt or both. So that you can decide. Okay. Black belt training, I will say, where you learn more things. Whatever you have learned, because whether you learn a yellow belt, green belt, or black belt, the conception of Six Sigma does not change. It remains the same. But whatever you learn in a yellow belt, you learn more things in a green belt. Whatever you learn in a green belt, you learn more things in a black belt. In a black belt training, you definitely learn more statistical tools and techniques, more some advanced statistical tools and techniques, which we will learn gradually, and also quality tools and techniques, and more so many management tools and techniques we will be learning in a black belt training. Obviously, your black belt training duration will be much less than will be much more than a green belt training, because in a green belt training, the way you learn, and the black belt training, you learn more things. Obviously, your training will be more in detail. Six Sigma is an evolution. I will not take much time to discuss this. Six Sigma as an initiative started off around the year 1960s In a manufacturing organization in Japan, Toyota Production System, TPS, they started off earning Six Sigma as an initiative in their organization to improve process. The modern Six Sigma, as we know, was made popular around the year 1985-86 in an organization called Motorola. Around the year 1985-86, they started off Six Sigma in a big way. I was very fortunate to work in these organizations in US for quite a number of problem-related opportunities when I was part of GE. On the right-hand side, you see, in GE, one of the pioneers of Six Sigma initiative, pioneer companies in the world towards Six Sigma initiative, they started off Six Sigma initiative in 1995, and I was very fortunate enough to join this organization in 1998. I was very fortunate enough, and I worked for many years in GE in US, and whatever I learned in Six Sigma, that became my base work of learning on the Six Sigma. I did my yellow belt, I did my green belt, black belt, everything in US when I was in GE. Then I came back to India after many years, and then I did my master black belt from India. So that is how, so I will keep on discussing many of my experiences, which you will always like. Now, this particular expression, Y is equal to F within bracket X. Okay. There are many things written down the line. Don't read all this now. Don't read all this now. I will tell you everything when time comes. But what is the meaning of this expression? Y means output, F means process or function, and X means inputs. What does it mean? Inputs put under process or function creates the output. So why the output is at the first? Why output is coming first? Because in a Six Sigma initiative, our concentration is to produce better product and services, which goes to the customer. But our focus is always on the process or function. Our concentration is to produce the best of products. But how? By concentrating on process quality. So that's why Y is coming first, because it is the ultimate thing which goes to the customer, whether it is a product or service. And F is the process or function that we focus on. Rest of the things you will not understand, because some of you are new to Six Sigma initiative. So even if I tell them in proper way right now, it will be tough. So I will discuss this later. So whatever I am skipping with great purpose, you don't have to worry. I will bring those out in proper way when we go to different areas and different stages. Now, whenever I say that Six Sigma is an initiative involved with process improvement, improvement towards process quality, any Six Sigma initiative, before I explain this, I will write down something. And I think even if we don't write, it's okay. So a Six Sigma initiative always starts off with a dissatisfaction of the customer. A customer is dissatisfied with something. He has already expressed his dissatisfaction. Then you understand, okay, I have to make this customer satisfied. So a Six Sigma project boundary, it starts from a customer's dissatisfaction and ends with the customer becoming satisfied. That is the project boundary which we will travel together. In Six Sigma Masterclass, we all, me and 20 of you, are going into a journey of learning Six Sigma, where I am leading you through. Okay, so a Six Sigma initiative will always start off with the dissatisfaction of the customer, as because there is a dissatisfaction, then only I am going for a process improvement. That is what we do in a dissatisfaction of the customer. I say it triggers off or it starts off a Six Sigma initiative. And this dissatisfaction of the customer is termed as a VOC in a Six Sigma initiative. VOC, or voice of the customer. voice of the customer is the dissatisfaction of the customer. Whenever a customer talks about anything, dissatisfaction, I'm not happy with something, etc., automatically you will feel, do I need to improve my process to make the customer happy? So this ideally leads or triggers a Six Sigma initiative to start with the VOC. Now this VOC can come in various forms: one-to-one interviews with the customer, going for a customer survey, which I have seen in many organizations. We prepare some parameters and we ask the customers to rate us between 1 to 10. If the customer feels that a particular vendor is working very poorly on some area, he will give a low rating with a comment. That can lead to a Six Sigma initiative. So customer satisfaction survey is one of the most scientific way of catching the customer's opinion, a survey about how they feel about us. Focus groups. In banks, we have relationship managers working with customers to find out, sir, that day you went to the bank, right? So how was your experience in opening the account, sir? In a range of 1 to 10, how much you will give, sir? If somebody says, I will give you 3, it was a horrible queue that I was waiting. Automatically, they will try to improve that. So focus groups. Observing the customer is not a good way of doing. So let us not discuss. Complaints. That is the final resort. A customer have given feedbacks earlier that something needs to be improved, something is not working properly. You never paid any heed to that. Now he has finally escalated or complained. So this is definitely a customer complaint, which could be an input or a dissatisfaction input or a voice of the customer to start with. Whenever a customer gives you a voice of the customer or a dissatisfaction, automatically you will then ask him. Customer says, sir, 80% quality you are giving me. I'm always giving you some very simple example to understand. You are always giving me 80% quality. I am very unhappy. Automatically you will then ask me, sir, how can I make you happy? Sir, how much you expect? How can I make you happy? You will say, sir, I want 95% quality. Say, just as an example. So this 95% quality is a target that is given. This target, which I have highlighted from the top, the third one, target, which is called CTQ or critical to quality. A critical to quality is a measurable target, measurable or quantifiable target that the customer gives to you, CTQ. From the VOC, we derive the CTQ. The customer was getting 80% quality. The customer has now asked for 95% quality. Or let's take it, he was getting greater than equal to 20% defects. He's very unhappy. Now he wants less than equal to 5% defects. So that is the target. That is the target that you have to eventually improve your process and attain. Then only the customer will be happy. Less than equal to 5% defects means what? Greater than equal to 95% quality. That is what the customer's expectation is. To make him satisfied, you have to attain that. How to do that? That we will see afterwards. But that is the target now given by the customer. And from the VOC, we derive the CTQ. From the CTQ, we derive another thing, which is the specification limits. I have highlighted this. Specification limits. One is an upper specification limit, USL. Another is a lower specification limit, LSL. Most of you, I know, either have that knowledge on Six Sigma to an extent, or you have already done some green belt or yellow belt training. Definitely you have heard about all these terms. 1 or 2 people don't know anything about Six Sigma. They are very new. For them, from the VOC, we derive the CTQ. And this CTQ should be quantifiable and measurable. If now Naga is my customer, and Naga is very unhappy with what I am giving him, he says, I want this to be improved, sir. Otherwise, I cannot take your product. Very good, sir. How much expectation you have? Naga says, improve to the maximum. What is the maximum? The maximum is not quantifiable. I might feel from 80 to 95 make that is maximum. He is by maximum, he is actually meaning 98%, but he didn't mention. So it has to be quantifiable and measurable. At 95%, 96%, 98%, that is quantifiable and measurable. So CTQ should always be quantifiable and measurable. And now if the CTQ is less than equal to 5% defects, which Naga will approve, he can, okay, he said, okay, he's a very kind-hearted guy, and he said, okay, less than equal to 5% defects, I am okay. That means what? Maximum 5% defects he will allow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, 5% maximum he will allow. So your upper specification limit will be 5%, and lower specification limit should be by default 0%. Less than equal to 5 means what? 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%, 1%, 0%. So by default, your LSL lower specification limit should be 0%, and upper specification limit by default will be 5%. So from the VOC, we derive the CTQ. From the CTQ, we derive the specification limit. What we will do, we will take a break of 14 minutes, exactly 14 minutes. By my watch, it is 5:31 India time. We will exactly take a 14 minutes break. We will come back at 17:45, and then we will continue with the rest of our session. Okay, thank you. Welcome back after the break. So now we are going to continue further with our understanding of the conceptions of Six Sigma initiative. Before I move ahead further with further discussions, any doubts or questions from anyone on whatever we have discussed till now? Okay. If there are no doubts or questions, then you can keep yourself silent. Yes, Sarupraj, you have any doubts or questions?
Yes. In the training, we discussed the financial benefits, right?
Hello?
Hello. Is my voice audible? Hello.
Not able to hear you.
Is
But it seems there are no doubts or questions from anyone. Fine. So we will move ahead. We will move ahead. And if there are any doubts or questions afterwards, you can also ask me. If not today, maybe tomorrow, whenever you have any doubts or questions. Okay. So now I will continue understanding. Like in one of my session, not with IMC, there was one gentleman who was basically from an organization in Qatar. He asked me a question. Sir, in my organization, like many of you, I already have ISO 9001 in my organization. Do I still need to have Six Sigma implemented? Six Sigma initiative still we need to have? So that was his question. So I explained him with an example, which I am going to tell you from our day-to-day experiences, from our day-to-day life, I will tell you. Suppose there is an 85-year-old person who is admitted to the hospital due to COVID infection. Okay. We have seen for the last 2 years how COVID has done havoc for many of us life. Okay. So an 85-year-old person who has been infected seriously with COVID, he was admitted to the hospital in ICU, and he was in the ICU for almost 15 days. Okay. Now, good that this gentleman has revived. This gentleman is doing very good. He has responded very well. And now, after 15 days in the ICU, he is now being shifted to the general bed. He is now in the general COVID ward. He has been shifted. Okay. Now, when he is in the general ward, he is there for almost now 10 to 12, 13 days also he is there. And now he has almost recovered fully and now on the verge of going back home. Okay. So now when a person has been almost in the hospital for almost a month, what the doctor and the sisters generally do, they try to make that gentleman, and especially as he is an old person, to make him in an walkable condition so that he can walk at least slowly, slowly. In that workable condition, they want to make him, and then finally they will release him. So they planned, okay, we will release him in another 2 days. So the doctor and the sisters went to the person. He was sleeping, and they asked him, "Sir, how are you doing?" He said, "Sir, I am doing good, sir. Now I am ready to go home. Very good, sir. Could you please slowly get up on the bed?" He slowly got up on the bed. "Sir, could you please drag yourself slowly to the edge of the bed?" He dragged himself to the edge of the bed slowly. "Sir, could you please put your both the feet on the ground on the slipper slowly?" So he did that. "Sir, now can you slowly try to get up?" He slowly tried to get up. "Now, sir, slowly, slowly, could you please come out of this world and try to walk in the corridor? Slowly, slowly you go and try to walk. How much you walk?" So this gentleman did exactly what he has been told. He gradually started walking around the corridor. He started walking around the corridor. Now, the doctor noticed the way he is walking, and he suggested the sisters, "Could you please get him an walker?" Everybody understands walker, right? "Could you please get him an walker? The person will be walk properly." So now an walker has been given to that person. So that person with that walker will be able to walk much better than he was walking earlier. Now the total process of getting that person up and sitting on the bed till he started working. That is what the doctor and the sisters laid down a process, that that person has to follow. That is what ISO does. That is what ISO does for all your organization. If not all, most of your organizations could be ISO certified. Okay, because I happen to be a lead auditor also for ISO. So I always try to give this example. So ISO basically lays down and govern a process. And if you follow that process, your performance will improve. So that person started working, he was doing good. But when an worker was given to him, he was working much more better. What is that worker? That worker is a tool, and that tool is provided by Six Sigma. So in addition to ISO, it is always worthwhile to have Six Sigma as an additional initiative, which will help you to improve your process further with the help of tools and techniques. I'm not going to discuss on this CMMI thing because it is very specific for IT organizations. I don't want to discuss it. Outside in approach, if you see at the top, input, process, output, that is the normal work process. What is the below, the improvement process? It is the same input, process, output, but on the opposite direction. In the opposite direction, this is exactly what I discussed with you earlier. In the improvement process, output is coming first because our concentration is on the improved product and service, which ultimately the customer is waiting for. But our focus is always on the P, that is the process. Okay, that is the outside in approach or the improvement process. When I talk about parties to a Six Sigma initiative, this is very generic. This is very generic. In many organizations, which has a Six Sigma culture, where we have Six Sigma projects being done. Some of you discuss about some Six Sigma initiatives. We do a Six Sigma initiative in those organizations. In those organizations, ideally, there should be a person who is called a sponsor. Who is a sponsor? A sponsor is ideally the process owner of the process that is going to get improved. If it is Ranjit who is doing, suppose he works for operations department, and it is Sheena who is the operations departmental head. So when Ranjit will be improving the process for operations department, and after improvement, he will ultimately hand over the process to the departmental head, that is Sheena. So Sheena ideally is identified as the sponsor for this Six Sigma project. Another is, in many Six Sigma organizations, we have seen black belts are there. Many organizations, I have also seen master black belts because we ourselves were master black belts in GE, but we were not. In many organizations, we not even see black belts over there. So what happens? Even with green belts, you can very well run a Six Sigma initiative. Nothing is compulsory. Sponsor, of course, is ideally compulsory, but even if you don't have a black belt in your organization, nothing doing. You can run your Six Sigma initiative with green belts and to an extent with yellow belts also, who are also aware of this. So these are some normal parties to a Six Sigma initiative. This we have already discussed. Any problem or pain area might not lead to a Six Sigma project. Any problem or pain area which does not have an immediate solution would only apply for an ideal Six Sigma initiative. Okay. Now, when I talk about Six Sigma as an initiative, some of you talked about DMAC procedure. Some of you in the course of introduction talked about, sir, I have used DMAC procedure. Very good. So there are ideally two methodologies of Six Sigma that we use. One is a DMAC methodology, which is on the left-hand side. Another is a DMAT-V methodology, which is on the right-hand side. What is the DMAC methodology? A DMAC methodology applies when there is an existing process in your organization and you want to improve that existing process. Globally, around 90% of the global Six Sigma projects are of DMAC types. Are of DMAC types globally. And what is that DMADV project? A DMADV project, Six Sigma project, comes into place when there is no process or no design exists in the organization, and we start off with a new process or a new design. In those cases, it is DMADV. Around 10 to 15% of the global Six Sigma projects are of DMADV type, which are very less used. Now, in a DMAC methodology, which we will concentrate more for our discussion, DMAC, which has 5 phases, DMAC as a methodology have 5 phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And as I told you, in a Six Sigma initiative, we have to go to the top till the 5th level of a building. This is at the 5th level, and we are still to go to define. We are still in the ground floor. Tomorrow, gradually we will go to the first floor, that is define, then gradually to measure, then to analyze, then to improve, then to control. That's why we say Six Sigma is a systematic and structured way of doing a process improvement. We cannot just rush through. We have to go as per proper step. So what are the 5 phases of the DMAC methodology, which we will concentrate more in our training? Define, it talks about what is the problem. Measure, how much is the problem. Analyze, why is the problem. Improve, how to improve the problem. And control, how to control the improvement. How to sustain and control the improvement. Those are the 5 phases we will learn. To explain this DMAC cycle, I will give an example from our day-to-day life. Say it is, to give an example, say it is Vishnu, who goes to a doctor. Suppose he is not keeping well, he goes to a doctor. So when he visits the doctor will always ask, yes, sir, what are your problems? So Vishnu starts saying, sir, I'm having high fever. Sir, I'm having a backache. I'm having dizziness. I'm having giddiness. I'm having this problem. I'm having that problem. So what is Vishnu doing? Vishnu is defining what is his problems. That's what we do in the define phase. After understanding, after hearing everything from Vishnu, what the doctor does, the doctor measures his temperature with a thermometer, takes his oximeter reading to check the oxygen and the pulse reading. He also takes his blood pressure reading. That means what? He measures his problem. That's what we do in the measure phase. And after measuring, what he does, he asks Vishnu, yes, sir, would you please take all these pathological tests, do all these blood tests, and bring your blood test report with me. So Vishnu goes and bring the blood test reports. Then the doctor looks at the report. Okay, you have this infection in your blood. That's why you are having this high fever. You also have this infection. That's why you are having dizziness. You also have this infection. That's why you are having the giddiness. So that means what? He is now trying to understand why there is a problem, why Vishnu is having all these problems. That's what he did in the analyze phase. And after analyzing and understanding the full results of Vishnu's problem, what he does, he prescribes medicines. Sir, you take all these 3 medicines for 15 days. Why? Why he gives medicines? So that Vishnu's condition improves. That is what we do in the improve phase, how to improve the problem. And after giving the medicine for 15 days, what the doctor generally tells, yes, sir, please give me a call after 15 days or please pay a visit for a follow-up call. Why the doctor tells such? So that after 15 days, he wants to ensure that Vishnu is permanently okay. He is permanently cured. That means he wants to check whether his improvement is well sustained or not. That is what we do in the control phase. So these are the 5 areas that we will be learning together. In a DMAT session also, define phase, we talk about what is the problem, In the measure phase, as because there is no process, no design, we don't have any data, but not having the process in place, because of which what is the problem? That data we might be having. Analyze phase, we do how to introduce a new process or a new design. In a design process, we actually do the design. We actually do the new process designing or designing. And in the verify phase, we check whether the design, what we did, will it satisfy the customer? Is it as per the customer's expectation? That is what we check in the demand V phase. In a demand V phases, this slide I will skip. I will come to a different slide. As I told you, for DFSS, what is DFSS? DFSS is also called the design for Six Sigma. As you see the footnote, DFSS stands for design for Six Sigma, and DMAT-V are the steps that we use in case of a DFSS. When we go for a new design, when we go for a new process built up, then we use the DMAT-V process of doing it. Okay, and in the improvement case, we do the DMAT methodology. So for a DMAT-V case, sometimes we might be feeling, okay, the customer has talked about some problems. Everything starts with the VOC. Remember, the customer has given a dissatisfaction that, okay, Mr. Niraj, what is this problem? Your products are horrible. I cannot take this. It are having so many defects. In the course of analysis, as I told you, always you have to do an analysis. Always you have to do a proper planning. Niraj finds out, I think just an improvement to the existing process will not help. I think we have to come out with a complete new design or a new process design. So in this case, the DMAT-V cycle, we might have to say. In case of a DMAT-V process, DFSS process, there are three kinds of methodology. One is a DMAT-V, which I explained. Another is the IDOF, identification of the new problem, designing of a new design, optimize, and verification whether the design is done to satisfy the customer's expectation. Another is DCCDI. What is DCCDI? That is define what needs to be delivered. Customer, identify the customer and what is his expectations. What is the concept of the new design or the new process that we are coming out with, or we have to come up with, actually do the proper design and go for the implementation. Out of these three processes, I have seen, based on my experience, I have seen quite a few Six Sigma people who are not aware of this IDOV and DCCTI. That's wonderful. Not knowing something is not a crime. Not knowing something is not a crime. Many people don't know many things. Okay, but IDOV and DCCTI are not very commonly used, where DMAT-V is a very commonly used DFSS or design for Six Sigma implementation, when we think that an improvement to a process will not help, but we go for a rather new process or a new design. But a DFSS process or a DMAT-V methodology more costly, because when we go for a new design, we might have to take a decision whether any new design tools we have to buy, whether it will fit within the organization budget or not, what are the different optimization required for the process, what are the resources to design a new process or to come out with a new process. We might need some specific technology expertise people, some technology expert people we might need, which might not be actually required just to improve a process. What are the design requirements that we need? So you understand DMAT-V methodology or a DFSS process is costly than what we do in just an improvement to a process. But if it is really required, we might have to come out with this. Some of these tools, of course, you will say, we haven't still learned any of these tools and techniques. Yes, it will take time. We will go through each and every phases and then we will learn about the tools. But many of these tools are commonly used in DMAT-V process and also in a DMAT process. In a DMAT process or DMAT-V process, many of these tools we can use. You see, in the analyze phase or in the define phase, we have learned something about QFD. It is written at the top for DMAT-V. QFD is one of the tool or quality function deployment, which I will discuss tomorrow. Is one of the very tool, what I would say is one of the tool which is mostly used in case of a DMAT-V initiative. That is, in case of a DMAT-V methodology, when we plan to come out with a new process or a new design, we ideally come out with the QFD. Otherwise, project charter, you see histogram, voice of the customer, CTQ, voice of the customer, critical to quality. We need to understand for whatever methodology we use in Six Sigma, whether it is a DMAT methodology or whether it is a DMAT-V methodology, understanding the dissatisfaction of the customer is inevitable in any measures. And from there, getting a target that we have to reach, that we have to do for any organization. So these are some of the tools that we use in all sorts of. People might say, this we are using for DMAT, not necessarily. Many of them could be used in a DMAT-V methodologies also. Now, when we talk about motives behind Six Sigma implementation, what are the motives behind Six Sigma implementation? If I come from the bottom, let us come from the bottom. We first try to do a continuous improvement and savings for the organization. Improvement where? Improvement to the process. When I work on continuous improvement to the process, that means I continuously keep on improving my process. That time, I am actually using Six Sigma as a tool or a technique. Going up, having continuous improvement process, rather going for continuous process, improvement to the process, my organization is actually growing because all its processes are now improved. So we are now having a growth of the organization. That time we are using Six Sigma as a strategy. As I told you, you have to use Six Sigma as a culture, as a strategy, as a philosophy, as a mindset change. We will discuss about this further also. But having an improved process within your organization and improving the organization, doesn't it change the vicinity of your organization in the global perspective? Everybody globally now knows this organization is a world-class organization. This organization has a world-class process. Because of the world-class process, of course, your product and services are expected to also become world-class. That is why we have world-class organization and very good organization. Why organizations, you might have noticed, advertised, we are ISO certified organization. Why we say we are CMMI certified IT organizations. We follow total quality management in our organization so that customers can understand, oh, they follow a proper process. They follow very good process. So if they follow very good process, it is expected that the product and services also will be very good. Automatically, that is what the customers expects. What process you have, that is your baby. But as a customer, I would need only the product or services to be world-class from you. For that, you definitely should have a world-class process in your approach. When I talk about process and quality, before coming to this, I will quickly use my whiteboard to an extent. Okay, clear this. And I will write down something which I have already told you, but it is better if you write this down. Voice of the customer, which is called VOC, I told you, which is the dissatisfaction of the customer. Please write it down, everybody, okay? Because this, whatever I'm asking you to write, will help you not only for your own understanding, but also for your exam purpose. This will be helpful. Okay. Okay, first is voice of the customer, which is the dissatisfaction. Next is critical to quality or CTQ, which is target given by or agreed upon, agreed upon by the customer. This should always be quantifiable and measurable. I have already told you. And then we have upper and lower specification limits, which is USL and LSL. Okay. And now write down this thing. VOC, from the VOC, we derive our CTQ, and from the CTQ, we derive our USL and LSL. I discussed this. I think it is better if I discuss with another example. Now, as I say, your customer is very unhappy because of some greater number of defects. So he is getting greater than 20. Oh, what I'm doing. He is getting greater than equal to 20% defects currently. Currently, he is getting. That's why he is very dissatisfied, very unhappy. And now he has called you up saying, boss, I am very unhappy with this. I want very less defects. I want only less than equal to 5% defects. So that is the target which is given by the customer. Or also I have seen agreed upon by the customer. I have seen in quite a few organizations where the customer has a very good working relationship with you. When they give you a target, sometimes they ask you, okay, how much you can give me, you tell me. When I say, sir, I will give you 95%, 100% I cannot give you, sir, or 98% will be tough, sir. Sir, for past 6 months, I will give you 95%. They negotiate and say, okay, you give me 95% for first 6 months, then I will improve. Then further I will see. So this has been agreed upon, and this 95 or 97 or 98 or 100, these are surely quantifiable and measurable. These are not relative or subjective. So from greater than equal to 20% defects, you have to reduce your defects to less than equal to 5%. How? By improvement to the process. So when your CTQ is less than equal to 5%, your USL will be 5% and LSL by default will be 0%. LSL by default will be 0%. So that is what is the concept of VOC, CTQ, and LSL, USL, LSL. So if anybody asks you, what is the target that you are trying to achieve by doing a Six Sigma initiative? It should be quantifiable and measurable. You will say, the target that I am going to achieve by doing a Six Sigma initiative is the CTQ. That is the less than equal to 5% defect. That is what I'm trying to attain. But how should I attain this improvement? By improving my process? How will I improve? That's a different discussion that we'll see afterwards. So always remember, when from the VOC, I derive my CTQ. When from the CTQ, I derive my USL and LSL. USL and LSL, those becomes my ultimate target that I have to achieve by doing a Six Sigma initiative or a Six Sigma project. USL and LSL are my ultimate target that I have to achieve by doing a Six Sigma project success. How we will do it, that's a different discussion. We will see afterwards. But that is the final target. Even if you say my target is CTQ, nothing wrong. But from the CTQ, I am deriving the USL, LSL, and we will see in the measure phase how with the USL and LSL, we are going to measure our target. So everything has been properly written, I guess. This will be very helpful for you to understand some more concepts as we move ahead. Okay. I thought I will write this for you. So I told you Six Sigma initiative is a mindset change. I talked about this earlier. Sir Edward Deming, what he is saying, I will read this out for him. 85% of the reasons for failure to meet customers' expectations are related to deficiencies in systems and processes rather than employee. The role of the management is to change the process rather than pushing individuals to do better. I told you there is a mindset change required. Suppose it is Ahmed Salah Alamodi, he is working in a particular process, and the process is creating horrible product. The process is creating horrible product. What is the general human tendency? We will first say, I think this gentleman Ahmed is not working properly. That's why the products are coming out bad. That is the human tendency. We have to change it. In a Six Sigma initiative, we have to change. We have to think, is there a problem in the process which Ahmed is working on, because of which the products are going on wrong? So we have to change. Our focus should be on the process, not on the people. Please write it down. Six Sigma initiative as part of total quality management. Six Sigma initiative is a fact-finding exercise, not a fault-finding exercise. By doing a Six Sigma initiative, we don't do a fault-finding exercise. That person is bad, that person is good, that person is horrible. No, that's not your idea. The idea is to find out whether the process is good or bad. Concentrate on that. 15% of the time it could be that the person is also not good, which is very less. 85% of 15% is just a measurement, which basically states majority of the time. Don't go with the percentage. Majority of the time it is seen in a Six Sigma initiative. Our concentration should be on the process. Why this process is not improving? Why this process is not going good? Okay. Very good. Now, if you remember, I told you that certain discussions I'm keeping in the parking lot. I will bring those discussions out when I feel it is the right time to bring it. When I discussed quality, if you remember, I discussed about two things: meeting or exceeding the customer's expectations. That is quality. But till now, I discussed only about meeting the expectations. I never talked about exceeding the expectations. I never discussed this, right? So now I will discuss this with a model which is called Kano model. Kano model is devised by a quality analyst, Narioki Kano in Japan. And he said there are always three stages of customer satisfaction. Three stages. Number one, must be. Second, satisfier or comforter. And the last one is delighter. And the last one is delighter. I will explain this with an example, again from our day-to-day experience. Say, it is Swarup Raj. He is traveling. Swarup Raj, where are you actually in India? Which part of India you are in?
Chennai. Tamil Nadu.
Okay,
Chennai.
I think Swarup has some problem with
Hello?
his this thing, audio. Okay, leave it. So say Swarup is in Bangalore and he wants to fly from Bangalore to Mumbai. Bangalore to Mumbai, he is going to fly. So very good. So Swarup, he goes to the airport. Okay, try to understand this. He goes to the airport. Now for the airliners, Swarup is the customer. So what are Swarup's must be expectations? His must be expectations are that I will show my e-ticket. I will get a proper boarding pass. I will not go standing in a flight. I will get a proper seat, and that too, my preferred seat. These are the must be expectations. In normal scenario, what are the must be expectations? If I order for product A only should be delivered. That is must be expectations. Satisfier or comforter. So now, Swarup goes to the airport, he shows the e-ticket and told the attendant, Madam, can I have a window seat? The lady checks all his e-tickets and IDs and all, and issues a boarding pass. In the boarding pass, some seat number is mentioned over there. So Swarup takes that boarding pass, clears the security check, and now boards the flight. Okay, boards the flight. And he shows the boarding pass to the air hostess, who very smilingly said to Swarup, "Yes, sir, that is your seat." He sees that that seat number is 5A, and his boarding pass is also showing 5A. So Swarup's must be expectations are fulfilled. He is not going standing. Of course, that's a funny example, but still, he is not going standing. He is sitting, and that too in his preferred seat. So his must be expectations are fulfilled. He has gotten window seat. Now, after sitting for some time, Swarup realized or felt that he has a very good leg space and very well cushioned seat. Very good seat, well cushioned, and very good leg space. Doesn't it make him more satisfied and comfortable? That is the stage of the satisfier and comforter. Now, he's so satisfied that he almost closed his eyes and he felt, I will now get a good sleep for the whole duration of the flight. He certainly heard very sweet voice of the air hostess, and he opened his eyes and saw a 5-star meal in front of him being served. Then Swarup said, "But I never ordered for a meal. I never ordered for a meal. So this is a complimentary meal for you." So that is exceeding his expectations. So at this stage, Swarup is delighted. That is exceeding his expectations. Okay, now coming to the real life scenario from an organization, I have seen many times, I have seen quite a number of times that you over improve something. Suppose a customer has given you a 95% quality target, that I want 95% quality. Earlier it was say probably around 60% or less. I have seen in an organization in Gujarat, Ahmedabad in India, I went to that organization earlier. I had given them trainings and all, and then I visited that organization for this counseling, Six Sigma consultation and counseling work, mentorship. So I saw that this organization has actually achieved 98% quality. Instead of 95, they have achieved 98. So the CEO was a very smart lady. She got trained from me in green belt and black belt separately. I was expecting an answer from her, but I told her, "Madam, now you can go and talk to the customer. Sir, you wanted 95% quality. I will give you 98%. You'll be delighted, right? 95% quality, he was expecting 5% defect. With 98% quality, if he gets, he will get 2% defects, which is very, very good, much better than what he expected. The CEO gave me a reply which I was expecting. He said, "Sir, my organization is just 5 months old. I am still having my process getting matured. I cannot immediately go and talk to the customer, sir, from tomorrow I will give you 98%. Because first I have to ensure, as Vishnu said, I have to ensure whether that 98% that I have achieved is sustained for 6 months, 7 months, 9 months, like in GE, when we used to work, whatever Six Sigma improvement we used to do, we used to monitor it standard for 9 months, 3 quarters we used to maintain. We used to sustain. When after 9 months, we used to see that, yes, now the improvement is well done. Then we used to commit to the customer. First, now I will give you this much percentage. So first, don't immediately commit to the customer. Don't immediately commit to the customer that I will exceed your expectation. Which you remember, there was one word which came earlier, value addition, customized quality. I told you I will discuss it further. This is called a value addition, moving up the value chain. The customer expected 2, you are giving him 4. But this is big risk. Why? Before that, please ensure that it will be always possible for him to delight the customer or not. That means once you start giving him 98%, you cannot ideally come down. Always you have to go 98, 98, 98, 98. Again, if you come to 95, you will be again dissatisfied. So the best thing for satisfaction of the customer is the middle state, satisfier or comforter. First, try to make your customer satisfied. When a customer is satisfied when all his expectations are met. A customer expected 95%, give him 95% and sustain that. Track it. When you see after 6 months or 9 months or whatever period you are comfortable, then no, nothing is deteriorating. I think I am able to maintain this 98%. Then go and commit to the customer. Good to delight the customer. Good to delight, but it should not come as a risk. If I will just try to delight him in the first month and second month again it comes to 95, that's a big risk. So always try to satisfy the customer in the first instance. Delightment can wait. Delightment can do wait. So always try to satisfy your customer. If a customer is satisfied when all his expectations are met, I want 95%, you have given me 95%, I'm satisfied, I'm comfortable. So having a customer satisfied makes you satisfied. You satisfied makes your organization satisfied. Your organization satisfied makes your employees satisfied. So all of you are having a satisfaction level, satisfaction stage, stick to that. Try to delight your customers later. Wait for some time. That is another learning we learn in Six Sigma. Don't hurry up in a Six Sigma initiative. Have patience. Have patience. Have patience in doing your Six Sigma initiative. Don't hurry up. You are not there to catch up a flight or to catch a train. No, don't hurry up. Go as per your plan. Whatever planning you have done, go as per the plan. So our discussion, we will be discussing till this stage today. Tomorrow when we assemble back, same time, I will talk about one thing. Before I conclude my session, in the chat window, I'm keeping something in writing. Minitab free trial version. I have written something on the chat window. If you see, Minitab free trial version. Minitab is one of the most commonly used statistical tool that we will use for our statistical hands-on. This tool I will need from next week onwards, from next Saturday. So you have time. I give you 1 week's time to get it installed. Free trial version. This Minitab version 17 and above. I have written that also. A Minitab version, any version 17 and above will help. Any of you can have version 22 or 21.1, which is the latest version. That is also fine. Even version 17 is fine with me. So all of you from next Saturday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we will not need this. So I am giving you an advance notice. All of you have to have this Minitab. You can straight away go to internet, type Minitab free trial version, download. It will come free of use for 1 month. 1 month it will come free of use. It is very easy to install. Everybody installs in all my sessions. We will do quite a few Minitab hands-on, that is statistical techniques we will learn. Otherwise, those who will not have this Minitab, they will miss out the hands-on. That's their loss. Okay, so we all will have this learning together from next Saturday onwards. Next Saturday or next Sunday onwards. So I give you 1 week's time in advance. Have this properly installed and come prepared next week. Okay, so this is what we discussed today. We will stop the session for today as it is, and we will continue from the next slide onwards from tomorrow. Till such time, thank you very much and goodbye all of you. We will talk again tomorrow, same time, that is 4 o'clock in the evening India time. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.